Hi everybody, I just thought I would do a little update, as obviously last time I spoke on here I was kind of lying in bed saying, oh, I feel really horrendous and I'm not sure what to do. What actually happened was I had started having palpitations at about 3 p.m. and this was at like 5 p.m. I was still having them. Really didn't feel great. I started to get noise sensitive, light sensitive, really exhausted. I just had to go to bed. But the thing was, I wasn't really sure what to do because I thought, I know I need an ECG, and I was worried because of the extended or prolonged QT interval that had been picked up on my last ECG, and also because I was coming off so many medications and going on to different antidepressants and stuff for my PMDD. They were trying to do the cyclical SSRIs, and I'd been on the other SNRI for like 2 years because that was before people were on board with PMDD in my care team. And so yeah, I thought, well, actually I'm an inpatient on a ward, so do I ring the ward? Do I ring the doctors? So what I actually did was I rang the doctors, and obviously it was 5 p.m, so it was a massive long shot, but they advised me to ring 111. However, I thought, well, I'm an inpatient on a ward, but it's a psychiatric ward and this is a physical health problem. So when you have like quite urgent physical health problems on a psychiatric ward, they just take you across to the medical hospital anyway. So I rang 111, who said that I needed to have an ambulance sent out to me, or be at A&E within the next hour. So my mum took me in, and I genuinely felt so horrendous. Like, my hands were clammy, my feet were freezing cold, like I barely speak. I was a right mess. And I actually said to my mum, like, when we got stuck in traffic lights, I wish that we'd have just had an ambulance, because I refused it and said I'll get there myself, and I probably should have had the ambulance. Got into A&E and went straight through to majors. Luckily, like, my ECG was fine in the sense that it didn't show any rapid heartbeat or any prolonged intervals or anything like that, and because it wasn't done when I was actually having a palpitation, it didn't like show any of the palpitations or anything. So when the doctor like came to see me, I'd obviously been assessed and seen lots of nurses and different things, but when the doctor came to see me, which was by this point at about 9 p.m, I'd had my bloods and everything done, and I thought she was coming to discharge me. No, it turned out she was coming to do the admissions chat. And I was saying to her, oh, you know, like, I'm feeling so much better now, because it was so strange. It came on at like 3 o'clock. By 6 o'clock, I was feeling like horrendous. I mean, I'd felt so poorly. And then by like 8 o'clock, I was starting to feel better again. And by sort of 10, 11 o'clock, I felt absolutely fine. But it's like, it was so strange. It's like it almost reset my body. It was weird. Like, the hypomania just stopped. Everything just stopped. And like, I've got my memory back. I've just gone into that tired emotional phase now though, because my body has been through hell and back in the last 4 weeks, and now I've got a week probably of fatigue and crying, and then I go into the psychiatric hospital again because I've got to start taking my progesterone, so that's going to be fun. So yeah, that's why I didn't do any more updates, because I was in A&E, but everything is kind of okay. Yeah, and then I got home really late, and I am still having intermittent palpitations today, but they said as long as they're not like they were last night, don't go back to A&E, talk to my psychiatric team, talk to my medical team, and go to my GP. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, bye everybody. Does anybody else feel like life is constantly a chaos because of the PMDD? Like, because I'm like literally living in 3 locations. So last night when I was checking in at A&E, they were like, oh, so your address actually is the hospital right now? I was like, is it? Really? They were like, well, yeah, because you're technically an inpatient, so your address is the hospital. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever you say. Because at that point I was really not very compos mentis and not really with it. So I was just like, well, whatever. But I've been trying to like get rid of like loads of stuff from when I was poorly with my anorexia, and like get rid of stuff that I'm like, if I've not looked at it in 6 months or a year, then it's going, just to try and clear out. But because I actually spend longer in a hospital bed than I spend in my house or my mum and dad's each month, that's quite scary. But this morning I've got the bus and I've come to visit my family, and it's really, really lovely because so I've got my cousins and then we're taking their children swimming. But at the moment I'm just at my auntie's, and I just thought I'd do you like a quick tour of the garden, because honestly, like, they're in their 80s and their garden is one of the best gardens like in the family. They just tend to it all the time, and I don't know how you have the patience and the expertise and skills to do it all the time. So I'll just show you. Look, it's just like lovely everywhere. And they're like dead disappointed with this bit and said, oh, it wasn't like they wanted it to be, but I think it's so pretty. And they've got flowers out. I mean, all my flowers, the grass is scorched, the flowers are dead, and it just looks a mess. I mean, look at that, how beautiful. And then sometimes they put like the parasol up and they put bunting around everything, and it just looks so gorgeous all the time. And yeah, I've just been having a little play with my with Elodie, my cousin's little girl. She's so cute. She's now like, she's started, she doesn't walk yet, but she like will stand up on her own, and she will walk with, she's like holding your hand. And her mum lives in America, my auntie Christine. So hi, Auntie Christine. I'm just showing you your mum's garden. And Lisa's just got Elodie off to sleep. There she is, look, because it's just too noisy. Oh, and there's the next door neighbour's washing, so we'll just go back the other way now. So yeah, we FaceTime her, and it's always lovely to have a catch up. And I never know why I don't ever think to FaceTime you like when I'm just at home on my own, because I voice message everybody else. So I don't know why I don't just FaceTime you, and me and my mum could have a little conflab. But yeah, it's really great to catch up with family, and I love my family to bits, as I say all the time and everybody knows. So yeah, bye everyone. I've got to be a little bit quiet because it's quite late and all my family are in bed. But I just wanted to do a little update and say that I had like a really amazing time taking the little ones swimming and seeing my cousins. It was so fantastic. But little ones, they're hard work, aren't they? Whew, it was really exhausting. A little bit of a tip though, for those of you that do wear continuous add-back estrogen, chlorine is great for getting the, like, you know, you get that like sticky layer on your skin. And it's sometimes can be quite painful to get off. Well, chlorine does a great job of it, or being in a pool for an hour or an hour and a half. And then I met up with a friend, Thomas, he's a musician, and I'll see if I can link his video here. He's got a lot going on at the moment, so it was good because like we both have really busy lives, and so it was nice to just be able to get a Costa and have a bit of a catch up. And then I came home and I've just had an evening of doing like, well, I managed to get back into my Twitter account, which was good. They sorted that out for me, thanks Twitter. And so I was just doing Twitter stuff and some talking PMDD and power over periods and things, and some quite big things I think coming up, but we just need to get those sorted before I mention them anymore. It's been one of those evenings where I was like almost in tears, but happy tears. Like, I've always known that I've always said, like, you know, that I don't believe in God or anything, like serious, like I don't believe like sort of in the stories in the Bible, but like I believe in something. I don't know what I think that something is, but I believe in like everything happens for a reason. Like, I really do believe everything happens for a reason. I think it's fate that me and Hannah were brought together through having PMDD, and we are just so on the same wavelength and the same page, and thinking about things in the same way and how we can make a difference through awareness raising and training professionals and things like that. So that's really good. I just get on with her like I've known her forever. So hi Hannah, I'm coming to see you tomorrow. It's actually today. It's in about, I'll see you in like 6 hours. I should be in bed by now. And then what else did I do? Yeah, so it's just one of the, oh, the lighting's just changed, hello. It's just been one of those days where I really feel like, you know, my life's got a purpose for the first time. Like, there is a reason. I kept saying there's a reason that I'm going through all this rubbish. Like, God or oh God, whoever you believe in, only gives you like as much as you can handle, and he gives it you for a reason. And I feel like I've always said like I need to help people, and I want to work in like care, and obviously I trained as a physio, and then I worked at, well, volunteer worked at the eating disorders charity for quite a long time, and I still do that. But I really do feel like this is like my calling, like I've gone through this last 17 years of hell because I was meant to make a difference, and this is kind of what I was put on this earth to do. I always said, I was laughing at myself earlier because I always said, like, when I was younger, like, I want 100 girls and 100 boys. And then as I got a little bit older, obviously that got a little bit more realistic, and I was like, yeah, I want 6 kids. I want 4 of my own and 2 adopted. So that was like my like lifetime goal and dream and things. So coming to terms with a hysterectomy was really, really difficult. But I think I'm as there as I'm going to get for now. And yeah, like maybe I've been given this because I'm strong enough to sort it out and make a difference. I think that's all I can do at the moment, is just keep trying and doing my best that I can. And yeah, so tomorrow I'm going off to Bristol to the Mummy Cycles meet, which is at Victoria Park, and yeah, it'll be really good. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Hannah and her husband and her little boy. It'll be lovely. Bye everybody. Night. It's really late for me. Night. Also, as far as I'm aware, I don't actually look like this yellow, because I would look pretty jaundiced if I look this yellow. I think it's just the lighting, or at least I hope it is. I've not actually looked through a mirror, but I don't think I look this yellow. I can't do. Okay. Bye. Night everybody.